The state semifinals kicked off Saturday with the biggest heavyweight battle right out of the gate. Eastlake taking on Graham-Kapowsin. GK scored on their first possession. Davion Superales to Mika Roberson on 3rd and goal from the 6. Eagles led it 10-0 before the Wolves came to life in the second quarter. That's when Grady Woodward powered through the defense. He caught a touchdown and ran for this one. A GK turned around. They were rolling on the next possession until a negative play and a penalty brought up a 3rd and 22. Superales takes a gamble, and it doesn't work. Woodward is there for the interception. After a fight for the ball, Eastlake takes over deep in their own territory, and it paid off. Landon Renfro threw 2 touchdowns for the Wolves in the game, including a nice one here to Cade Harrelson to cap a 95-yard drive. Eastlake led it 14-10 at the break, but the Eagles rallied behind Superales in the second half. Thanks to his arm and his legs coming straight at you, GK got a field goal on the final play for a 27-24 win to reach the title game for the second time in 3 seasons. In the other 4A semifinal, Kamiakin with another long road trip across the Cascades, this time to Lake Stevens, and the Vikings brought the hammer out quite literally. Colton Matson with time, and somehow Jayshon Lamar is wide open, the easiest 17-yard touchdown of his season. Vikings running the fakes as well. Direct snap to who else? Lamar ends up where else? The end zone again, 14 yards again. Now Kamiakin, though, made it to the semis thanks to some good defense against Mount Si and Emerald Ridge. Christian Mejia with the sack on Matson to force a punt, but Matson would wise up to that pass rush. Good move and a throw to Paul Varela, 27-0 Lake Stevens, and they could play some defense too. Esteban Sedano and Gage Solomon get home to split the sack. The Braves ease up on the pass rush, try to play more zone, but it didn't work. Matson to Keegan Howard, 37 yards on this touchdown. Lamar ran for 2 scores, caught 2 scores. Matson with 302 yards passing. Just in the first half, Vikings roll back into the title game, 48-7. In 3A, Bellevue facing Oday. The Wolverines a 6 seed, an underdog, but keeping the Irish honest on the wing tee by throwing the ball. Lucas Razor finding Reich and Moon inside the 5-yard line. It set up a short touchdown to give Bellevue the early lead, but they had to slow down Jason Brown on the other side. Easier said than done. Brown scores from 14 yards out to tie the game up. Irish try to go to the air as well. Antoine Arujo picked off deep by Bryce Smith before halftime, and they were tied at 7 at the break. Third quarter, more Bellevue. Max Jones weaving in for a 7-yard score to put Bellevue back on top. But Oday answered again. Christian Wynn, the nice cutback from the big guy, a 2-yard score to tie the game once again. The Irish did its best to slow down Bellevue's running attack. Sir Keenan Hart and Zach Proctor make noise in the backfield. Oday would add a field goal the following drive to retake the lead 17-14, but Bellevue would not be stopped. Carson Rubin with a nice run to the goal line. He would score. Bellevue back on top, 21-17. The Wolverines' defense needed a stop on 4th down. J.J. Pendergast with the game-saving interception, 21-17 the final. Oday's unbeaten season ends, and Bellevue gets back in the title game.
We were talking about it all week, the history behind this rivalry. You know, last time we played these dudes, we came up short. Like double OT, we knew we had to, it was our revenge tour. We knew it was our revenge tour, and we came here and did our job.
the best in the state! The best in the state!
We know our defense is good, we know our offense is good, we just got to play a good game and we'll come out on top.
Bellevue can get another measure of revenge, this time against Yelm, who beat them in the semis last year. Yelm got a touchdown run from Braden Platt in the third quarter. It was all they needed as they shut out Eastside Catholic to give the Tornadoes a chance to defend their 3A championship. And we knew there'd be a new champion in 2A. One new face and one old one will meet in the championship. Anacortes beat Enumclaw by 2 scores to get to the final. Tumwater beats last year's runner-up North Kitsap for the second time this year, despite a season-low 19 points. In 1A, Nooksack Valley season ends in Spokane with an overtime loss. Royal will go for their 4th straight championship and 7th in the past 9 years. They shut out Seton Catholic. Royal will face Lakeside on Friday. Only 2 teams were left in 2B. Napavine beats conference rival Onalaska for the second time this year, this time by 10 points. The Tigers will go for back-to-back state championships and do so in a rematch of last year's title game against Okanagan. And finally, in 1B, both local teams have their seasons end as Mossy Rock and Nia Bay both lose on the road. Liberty Bell gets its chance to repeat for the 8-man championship. Keep it right here on KIRO7.com for scores, highlights, and reaction from next week's championship games.